McKee's Restaurant.
All right, welcome back to the program. Scott Laughlin alongside Mike Johnson. Our thanks to Matt Laughlin for coming on with us. Our two-man advantage is coming up next, and we'll talk about Game 7s, win or go home. Now, I asked that question because I thought you, Mike Johnson, had a couple of Game 7s on your resume at the NHL level, but apparently not.
No, I like to either win or lose early and not string it out. Yeah, no, it's I never had the opportunity. It's one of the regrets I have over my career. Never got in that kind of situation, but Jay McKee's team knocked us out in 5 games in Buffalo to go to the Stanley Cup Finals. So
didn't have to go 7.
Yeah, they certainly didn't.
Well, Jay's played in a couple of Game 7s, I think, during the course of his career. Isn't that right, Jay?
I don't know if I've had a Game 7. I've gone to Game 6 and triple overtime in the Stanley Cup Finals. I think that was...
We're not going to go there, Jay.
I think that was nerve-wracking enough.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. Game 7s are always intense.
Well, you didn't have to go 7 with the Ottawa Senators, certainly. Tell us about what you guys went through against the Sens. They were game opposition, clearly. Falling behind like you did when it mattered most, we thought, and then you guys had enough fortitude to come back, much like the Penguins, of course, last season did against the Philadelphia Flyers. Tell us about the series with Ottawa and what it's going to mean to you guys here and going forward.
Well, it was a tough series. I think every one of us were real happy we were able to battle back and not have to take it to 7, because I think they only got better as the series went on. They came out strong in every game, and very fortunate that we were able to put it away and didn't have to rely on a 7th game situation.
It was a bit of an unusual situation with Ottawa switching goalies mid-series, Jay. Did everyone come to you for the Pascal Leclerc scouting report out of Columbus from your time there in St. Louis?
No, you know what? He played great.
He did.
I know they made a change. We were able to find the net quite a bit on Elliott for a couple games, and he came in and played exceptional. And that triple overtime, he came up with some huge saves. I think we almost put up 60 shots, and he really turned it around. I think gave them a renewed confidence in their goaltending situation, and they just kind of rolled with that, and they played great hockey. So it was a real tough first test for us, and I think the guys in this team, though, over the last couple of years, really found ways to win coming from behind, and they've grown with that, and have taken that experience into this year, and it's great to be a part of it.
Jay, of course, Jordan Leopold leaving the series with that injury. How, I guess, refreshing was it for you? How fulfilling, satisfying was it for you to get into the lineup and to play a role like you did? Certainly you didn't want it to happen at the expense of Jordan's injury, but you were front and center when it mattered most, and I guess as a veteran player, you've always got to stay ready.
Yeah, you know what? I feel very fortunate to be part of this hockey club, and it was a great hockey club throughout the whole season, and we only got stronger at the trade deadline. I think our GM, Ray Sherrill, made some great moves in bringing in a couple guys that have given us an added punch, and Jordan has played great for us, picked up a couple goals in overtime on the stretch run there, and he's been a great addition. And for me to be a part of the team, and it's a different role for me. I've never been, after the trade deadline, kind of became the 7th defenseman, and got a few games in before the end of the season. But that's a new role, and it's part of just losing the selfishness that you have in you, and accepting the role and being ready when called upon. So it was tough to see him get hurt like that, but it obviously opened up an opportunity for me, and every player, regardless of his situation, wants to play and be a part of the team and a part of the lineup, and it gave me that opportunity, and I had a lot of fun in this series, and certainly hoping Jordan gets well soon, but I don't mind playing for him.
Now, Jay, that hit on Jordan Leopold by Andy Sutton was one of the more controversial moments in that series. Now, I'm going to say you are an expert, so what did you think of the hit, and should he have been suspended, or is that the kind of hit that's still okay right now in the NHL?
The hit, I think it was a fair hit. When I say that, he was exposed. He kind of had his head down. He was leaning for the puck. He had a guy on his inside, so he didn't see the hit coming. So it was kind of I'd have to say, a gray area hit. I think it was fair, but a little bit dangerous. And you know, Mike, that guys in this league, they don't want to go out there and hurt each other. There's a level of respect in the league, and when guys are exposed like that, maybe you let up a little bit. But at the same time, it's playoffs and it's intense, and guys are just trying to win. So just a gray area hit. I think it's tough. But you could have people on both sides of the fence arguing the hit.
Penguins defenseman Jay McKee, our guest here on the Power Play from Wayne Gretzky. Scott Laughlin alongside Mike Johnson. Jay, maybe the best compliment that you've received is when they always compare Anton Volchenkov to you, and they say, look, this guy's just exactly like Jay McKee. I've got to ask you the question at this point, just like the question I'm sure is being asked of Anton Volchenkov at the end of the series with you guys. How many bumps and bruises do you have at this time of the year with all the shots and physical play that you bring to the table?
Well, this is the time of year that you get hit quite a bit. It was a physical series for us, not just blocking shots, but those guys are coming hard. They're hitting everything moved, and I think both teams were feeling the bruises by the end of that series. But we've had a couple days off here to rest and kind of heal up a little bit, and that's a huge advantage moving on. The next series is getting a little extra time, and we got a number of guys that were feeling pretty sore. So that's it's part of playoff hockey, and it's what we do, and that's what we love to do.
Now, Jay, obviously you were a free agent last summer. You decided to sign in Pittsburgh, pretty much playing the season to get this opportunity to play in the playoffs. Was it almost a difficult season for yourself and the team to play through, knowing that the entire focus of the year was going to be the playoffs?
I don't think so. I think not so much for me, but the guys that have been here the last couple of years, they went to the Stanley Cup Finals twice in a row. Then this season was a long season with a compounded schedule due to the Olympics. So the guys that have been here for the last 2 or 3 years have played a ton of hockey, and I think the focus for them was to try and stay up and be energized for every game, every night. And I think we lost some of our consistency throughout the season, probably due to that fact. It's a lot to ask of the players. They get a short summer, not a lot of rest, and then you get this season with a compounded schedule. So now that we are in the playoffs, I think the guys are all dialed in, really focused. And for me, it was an easy decision to come here when they showed interest in me this summer, and certainly want to try and do something special with this exceptional team.
It seemed that your captain, Sidney Crosby, found an extra gear in this series. Just when we think we've seen the best of Crosby, he seems to find that other level altogether, Jay. Playing against him for a couple of years and now being teammates with Sidney Crosby, what's that been like for you to see firsthand just exactly how good and how great he will be towards the future?
Yeah. He's amazing. He's playing against him, you'd see him once in a while, and obviously catch him on the highlights, but to see it every night and every day in practice, and what he brings, not just to the ice, but his off-ice attributes and his work ethic in the weight room and his personality. Before I came here, I knew nothing about him as a person, and I remember when he became captain, he was really young. I used to kind of question that decision. Such a young guy. I know he's a great hockey player, but you kind of have to earn becoming a captain. But he has everything. He's just a born leader. He speaks great. His work ethic. That's one of the things that I think you need in a good captain, is a guy that leads the way off the ice, and he's been everything and above that. What you can expect of a captain. He's great.
Well, Jay, you're hoping that captain can lead you guys back to the Stanley Cup Finals. You've been in the league for about 13, 14 seasons now. You made it there once in '99, early in your career. Maybe you can have a better appreciation of just how good this opportunity is for you this year and how rare these great opportunities to win a Stanley Cup are.
Well, I think you know yourself. You can play for a long time, and I was young. I was 21 when I first got to or the only time I got to the finals. And back then, I used to think, it'll happen a few more times. And I think you do get a real appreciation when you get older and you see how tough it is, and the teams that do go there a lot. It's hard to see them repeat, and there is a good opportunity here. This team is very young. They've grown. They've stuck together over the last few years. They've learned what it takes, and they've kept their talent. So there's certainly an opportunity. It's a long road ahead for us, but the opportunity is there. We're going to keep working for it.
Jay, we thank you very much for your time. Congratulations on advancing to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs in the Eastern Conference, and best of luck here and going forward, Jay.
All right, thanks, guys. My pleasure.
All right, and you used to play with Jay in St. Louis, and his nickname is what?
Jeez.
Now, how did he get that nickname?
I cannot divulge these stories on air, but he is a great teammate, great guy on the ice, great guy in the locker room. He was a loss to that St. Louis Blues locker room, and Pittsburgh's lucky to have him, and a veteran guy that you can bring in on a team that is going to come into some injuries as they travel through the second, third, fourth round. To have a guy he can slide in and out of the lineup. He's been there before. It's a nice luxury to have for the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah, and again,